Hey y'all, okay, so today I want to talk about North Korea. I know a lot of my friends in America are kind of worried about me, and they're worried about in general North Korea and South Korea and how things are going to play out. I know that the American media is kind of freaking everybody out right now and kind of has me feeling a little sore with them for doing that. So I want to talk about North Korea and what it's like living in South Korea right now, what my Korean friends are saying, what my foreigner friends are saying, and in general, like how everybody here feels about it. This is kind of how I feel that South Koreans view North Korea. Picture South Korea, North Korea as like exes. Okay, so let's say that North Korea and South Korea dated, and for a long time they were together, they were joined at the hip, they couldn't get away from each other, and then one day North Korea goes and joins a cult. And South Korea doesn't like that much, so they start to grow apart. Eventually they get in a huge fight. North Korea beats South Korea, and South Korea has to call the police to come in, and they handle it, and so they separate, okay? So now they're officially not together anymore. They tell all their friends, we're not together anymore. The South says, we're not talking to the North. Like, they get a restraining order, all these things. And occasionally, the North will call them up and be like, hey, baby, I'm sorry, I miss you, let's get back together again. And South Korea just ignores them because they're terrible and they're in that creepy cult. They've got a weird mindset, and, like, they don't want to be with them anymore. So over time, the North part, has slowly, like, let themselves go. They, got fat, ugly, whatever. They moved back in with their parents, and they're basically mooching off of their parents now because they don't have a job anymore. Like, South Korea has no interest in getting back together with the North. But of course, because South Korea, instead of getting all fat and ugly, has gotten awesome and hot and, has all this money, and they have a great job, and they're doing really well, and they have so many friends and everything, North Korea is either one side jealous, or second side, they really want to get back together again so they can mooch off of South Korea too. So that's kind of how I view the North living here. And of course, everybody just doesn't listen to them anymore. So when the North, sends them their ear in a box or something, the South's a little freaked out, and they make sure that, they call the police and be like, hey, he broke his restraining order. Can you put some sanctions on him so that he doesn't, freak us out anymore? So, the police steps in and takes care of it. So that's kind of how I view it. Like, the police is like the United States and the UN. As far as North Korea being really, really adamant about going to war with the South and going to war with America and everybody else, I consider that, okay, I'm from the South. I'm from Louisiana. For us, our current ever-present danger is hurricanes. And so when you ask a person in a hurricane-prone area about hurricanes, and they're like, oh, there's a hurricane coming, da, 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 the average person's going to be like, yeah, I can handle it, no big deal. I've been through a million hurricanes. We have them every year, whatever. And that is how pretty much everybody in Louisiana feels about hurricanes. Like, we never really get that excited about it. We never get that emotional about it, until one comes along and destroys everything. An example would be Hurricane Katrina. We've had so many hurricanes in the past that we kind of ignored it and didn't worry about it, and then it came by and it just blew a lot of people out of the water. So there is a part of my mind that kind of considers South Koreans to be the same way. North Korea is their hurricane. They deal with them arguing all the time. They deal with them making all these threats all the time. But there is a part of me that wonders if South Korea will be truly, truly ready if the North attacks. And I feel like it's going to happen eventually, or something's going to have to happen with North Korea. However, South Korea is not sitting around with no food and water. South Korea has a lot of backup. They have a lot of training. Every single man has been in the military and is required to be in the military for at least 2 years, so they know that protocol. They're not unprepared. They've got everything under control. I really feel safe here. I even recently got an email from the United States Embassy here in Seoul, and they basically said, look, I know that America's freaking out right now. I know that a lot of the media is freaking out right now, not in Korea, but overseas. Don't be worried. We're not worried, and we've got you. And that's really all that you can do living here. So, for example, for me, the only thing I could really do was I registered with my embassy, and that's why I got that email. They know I'm here, they know how long I'm here, they know where I live, and so if something were to go down, the United States Embassy would step in and be like, yo, Chelsea, we know you're in this place, come to this area, we'll take care of you, we'll get you out, we'll, put you wherever you need to be safe. Because of course, the embassy, all the foreigners living here, there's a lot of us, and they need to have a plan for us. So I feel like we should be okay. As far as their actual capabilities are concerned, if you do your research, as an American, if I was living in America, I don't know if I'd say I would be laughing at them, but I really wouldn't be concerned. Their long-range missiles are not very long-range, obviously. So Americans can really rest easy and sleep in their beds. If you're on the continental U.S., don't worry about it. Kim Jong-un is just trying to build up himself as like a strong leader, because he's a new guy in North Korea, he's a new leader. So I feel like he's just puffing up his chest so that everybody sees him as a strong leader, but in reality he's not going to do anything. And if he does do something, there are a lot of people, including China, who are not very happy with him right now. So I don't think it's going to end well for him. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Really, I don't feel like anybody should be worried. I don't feel worried. My Korean friends don't feel worried. Most of my American friends don't feel worried, or foreigner friends in general. So if you want to come to Korea, I still think it's a great idea. I think you should definitely register with your embassy, and I'll put the link for the American embassy down below. So if you are here and you haven't registered, I really do suggest that you do, just in case something does go down. It's always good to be prepared. Know where your embassy is, know what the evacuation plan is, or what the emergency plan is, and that's really all you can do. I've gotten some messages from people who are wanting to come to Korea, and they're thinking about canceling their trips, they're thinking about like not applying to teach, and all these things. The only thing that I can really say to you is, of course, do what you've got to do. If you really, really feel concerned and you're fully informed as to what's going on here, then by all means, if you feel you're going to be uncomfortable here with North Korea being a bit of a bully, then don't come. Absolutely, if it's going to freak you out, if it's going to freak your family out, then maybe you should consider doing something else. But yeah, I would still definitely suggest you come over. I love it here. I still love it here. I'm not going anywhere. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you should pack your bags and leave. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. No. So I'll see you guys later. And yeah, thanks for watching.